Charging $10,000 for a project relies on one key factor, and that's your ability to convince them that you're worth that. In this video, I'm going to break down how we charge our clients $10,000 and more for projects, and how you can copy and paste the same strategy to ensure you're getting the maximum value for your work. When I was growing my production company, it felt like I was stuck at this point in business for the longest time, stuck doing these projects that were paying me minimal amounts and were sometimes an absolute nightmare, while other people seem to be unlocking these clients for tens of thousands for simple projects, and thinking, why can't I get there? Well, fast forward a few years to now, where we've built out a team, we work on major projects for global brands all over the world, and it's pretty clear to see why we were stuck at that point for so long. And the first part of this strategy was the fact that we were getting paid for our time and not for our thinking. You see, when you're just selling videos or video production or photography or video editing, there's no real differentiator between you and everyone else selling that. And in the client's eyes, not only do you look the same as everyone else, but also they can just see that they're paying X amount for this video. What we discovered is that if you can try to solve their problem, then your perceived value increases massively too. So that's how they view you, because the bigger the problem that you can solve in their business, the more valuable you become. Businesses will do almost anything to overcome some of the challenges that are holding them back from achieving their full potential. And by you positioning your services in a slightly different way, starts to change the conversation that you have with that client. For example, if the business is trying to generate more sales, or they're trying to get more sign-ups to their website or whatever it is, if you start to position what you're doing as the tool to help them achieve that, then they're going to actually see real value in what it is that you're providing. It also takes it away from this transactional kind of approach of you get a video for this much money, and starts to move it into this space of getting paid for your thinking. And that's where our second part of our strategy now comes in. And that is our scope of work document. This is just a simple document that we go through with the client that outlines the brief, what they're looking to achieve, the deliverables that they're looking to have, so how many videos or where they're looking to put it. Also things like, are graphics included? Do we need to put music, text animation? What kind of stuff is needed? Is it for vertical or landscape? And when they go through this checklist, it starts to paint out a much better picture of what we're trying to achieve and what they're looking to do. Now, every one of these areas is a chargeable asset. It's going to take you more time, more expertise. So every time they tick a box, guess what? So does the price go up as well. But it means that this is a fair way that you're getting paid for the time that you're spending on their project, and they can clearly see that everything that they want from you has an add-on effect as well. There ultimately is more work required when you have to do more things, which is something that a lot of beginner filmmakers and video editors kind of forget about, because they just spend a lot of their time saying yes to people if they ask for their videos to be put into vertical, because it might not take you that much longer, and sometimes to keep that client relationship happy, you say yes, but that's because you haven't spoken about those things at the very start. Once you've done this, so you've built out a solution to their problem, which still fits the narrative of selling video production or video editing services, but you've positioned it in terms of a solution. You've spoken through a scope of work. What does this start to look like? How much do they want from you, and what is their expectations? We can then see if they're the right fit for the next part. And this next part is the bit that unlocks tens of thousands of pounds worth of value for the clients. And that is our video production strategy, or our content strategy sessions. This is a session that we would do with larger businesses, where we sit down and we spend a day with them, really fleshing out exactly who their ideal customer is and how we're going to take them and actually get them to do this end result. So like we were saying earlier, by understanding the challenges that they face, we can start to understand, right, well, this company wants more people to click through to their website, and they're going to be using Instagram as a means to do that. We've already identified through the scope of work document that they're going to need vertical videos, they're going to want some text animation and things like that. So now in the strategy sessions, we can start to look at, right, this is what we want to do, and this is the vehicle, video production or video editing is the vehicle that we're going to use to get you from where you are now to overcoming this challenge and getting your clients to click on your website. The strategy is what are we saying? What does that video now look like? And actually, is a interview video going to be the best thing for this? Or is a hero video, all singing, all dancing, lots of action, going to really inspire people to click that button? And when we spend a day with our clients in this session, we are getting paid for our thinking and not for the product that we're producing. And the reason that this is so beneficial, and not every business understands this, by the way, and that's okay. It's often the more established businesses that understand the real value that comes with strategy. But the ones who do understand this know that this is a certified way to know how impactful this video is going to be before we spend even a second filming it on a camera. It also means that we can start to map out what their content looks like over the course of a year if we're keeping the same end goal. And between you and me, these sessions include things like getting an understanding of their target audience and the industry. We run a thing called Think, Feel, Say and Do, where we try and get an understanding of what their audience is currently thinking, what kind of stuff are they saying about the business, and what do we want them to do, i.e. click on the website or things like that. We then look at other industries and we get inspiration and examples of what's worked well in those industries to overcome this same challenge. Now, initially, I thought that this process might feel a bit too clunky. I just want to get straight to filming the good stuff. I just want to get out there and produce the content. That's what I'm good at. But actually, that was the thing that was stopping me from going to these multi 10K projects. And now, having worked with loads of businesses through this process, I can see that the real value that not only it drives, but also the value that they see in doing this process. Not to mention the endless amount of opportunities that you uncover when you run a strategy session with your client. Because when you're talking about strategy and you're looking at the bigger picture, you're looking at what challenges they have and how they're trying to overcome them, you can start to find more and more ways that video production or video editing services can help them achieve their goals. So not only do these strategy sessions cost anywhere upwards of $5,000, but we've also been able to identify more work opportunities, and we've had that realization along with the client. So the client can see the value that you're bringing already, and it makes it a much easier sell because they can see it. They've worked it out with you. They can see more areas where you can help, and therefore that increases your overall perceived value. And the final part to this process, which is going to help you massively increase your revenue, is looking at the other stages of pre-production. Once we've gone through these strategy sessions, you're going to be looking at things like storyboarding, creating animatics, script writing, perhaps voiceover work. Every one of these things is chargeable. And not only is it going to help you produce a better quality end result, but it's also going to help them achieve their goals. Look, I get it. This isn't going to be for every business. It's not going to be the right fit. They're not going to have the funds for you to spend time on this. You might be watching this video thinking, I could just never charge that amount. Then what I would say is take what I'm saying, start to implement it, and charge a small amount for it. Or maybe even do it for free to see the impact it has. Because by following this process, you can build out a really amazing case study. Because now you've got the stepping stones that you can show another business and have the confidence to tell them that it works, which in turn builds out your track record. And when you've got a track record, it makes your sales process even easier. So if you're fed up of blending into the crowd, you're fed up of doing the same stuff and being stuck charging minimal amounts with clients that don't value what you do, give this a try and I guarantee that you'll start to get some results. If you've enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you're not already. We're trying to impact as many lives as possible to help people create better creative businesses that actually give them the results that they want. Until next time, peace.